Over a long period of time, the gods and goddesses have been revered, worshipped, and feared by humans. Ancient mythologies from around the world are full of deities who instill a sense of awe and fear in the hearts of their followers. These powerful beings are often the embodiment of the basic forces of nature and human existence that hold power over life and death, war and peace, chaos and order. Zeus, the thunder god of Greek mythology. Zeus, king of the Greek gods, ruled with power from his throne high on Mount Olympus. Lightning and control over the weather made him a powerful and often wrathful god. As ruler of Mount Olympus, Zeus leads the pantheon of gods and goddesses, making important decisions and maintaining order among the gods. This is another factor that made him a revered deity in ancient Greece. Zeus is a complex god. He is known for his wisdom and quick-tempered nature. He can be fair and honest in his judgments, but can also be impulsive and vindictive when angry. Thor, mythology. Thor, the Norse god of thunder, is known for his unrivaled hammer, Mjolnir. He defended the gods from giants and other threats. Quite often, Thor is depicted as a witty and humorous god. Nevertheless, he is feared throughout the world, both by the people who worship him and his legendary enemies. Thor can control the weather, summon thunder and storm. The ancient Nordic peoples who revered him knew that their crops could be destroyed by fierce summer thunderstorms. They tried hard to appease their angry god. Often the way to appease him was to offer sacrifices, sometimes human, sometimes animal. Sekhmet, Egyptian mythology. In ancient Egypt, Sekhmet was the goddess of war and destruction, malignant, often depicted as a lioness. He brought plagues and infectious diseases to his enemies without mercy. The ancient Egyptians were renowned for their powerful and often merciless gods and goddesses, but Sekhmet is one of the most feared. Surprisingly, it was the enemies of ancient Egypt who feared Sekhmet the most. Goddess Kali, the dark mother of Hindu mythology. Kali is a powerful and complex deity in Hinduism. He has a frightening appearance and causes terror. Kali wears a necklace of severed heads and has a tongue dripping with blood, symbolizing her ferocity. It represents the inevitability of time, the dissolution of the ego, and the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Those who follow Kali seek her blessings for protection, eradication, obstruction, and destruction of negative forces in their lives. They know that Kali is a kind but also very destructive figure, and because of this, they always fear and respect her. Babylonian mythology. In Babylonian mythology, Tiamat was the goddess of change and chaos who took the form of a terrible dragon. He sacrificed war against the younger gods, symbolizing strength, chaos, and destruction. The battle between Tiamat and Marduk is a major theme in this myth and culminates in a fierce confrontation. Marduk was a young god chosen to lead the war against Tiamat. He ultimately defeated Tiamat, splitting her body in two and using one part to create the sky and the other to form the earth. The Babylonians were very afraid of Tiamat, but also respect her because they know that destruction and chaos are a fundamental part of every existence. Catlapoca, Test Aztec mythology. Catlapoca Test Aztec gods are associated with fate and magic. He often appears as a jaguar, spreading fear and chaos. It plays a dual role in Aztec mythology. He is both the creator god and the symbolizing force of destruction, the cyclical nature of existence. Her cult often involved human sacrifice, as the Aztec believed that sacrificial virgins were necessary to appease the gods and ensure the survival of the world. Angra Mainyu, the Zoroastrian evil spirit. Angra Mainyu, also known as Ahriman, is the embodiment of evil in the Zoroastrian religion. He opposed Ahura Mazda, the god of light and goodness, and represents darkness, chaos, and all things destructive. Zoroastrianism is a dualistic religion, meaning it emphasizes a fundamental struggle between the forces of good and evil. Angra Mainyu, he has now created a number of evil spirits and demons to aid him in his efforts to destroy goodness. Because it is responsible for various forms of suffering, death, and misfortune in the world, this god was certainly feared by the followers of this very old religion.